All right. Hi, welcome to Better Payroll Days Ahead with automated cloud-based time and attendance. If you're on Twitter, our marketing team will be live tweeting throughout the webinar using hashtag payroll, or you can follow us directly at nettime. This webinar will be recorded and emailed out to all registrants, so if you need to step away or you have colleagues who would like to view the webinar, we'll have that ready for you tomorrow. My name is Jennifer Spencer. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Nettime Solutions, and I'm also joined today by Reed White, who is our Director of Sales.
Good morning. In today's webinar, first we'll look at some of the trends that we're seeing in the United States as they relate to time and attendance. Next, we'll explore the benefits of integrating time and attendance with payroll. Then we'll go through a case study that looks at how automating time and attendance and integrating payroll positively impacted one of our clients.
After that, we'll talk about everyone's favorite subject, compliance. And then we'll explain what the implementation process is like for someone who is integrating time and attendance with payroll. Finally, we'll close with a Q&A session. So the question field is accessible to you throughout the webinar. So as questions arise, feel free to enter those directly into your control panel, and we'll do our best to answer all of your questions at the end of our session. So is this what your typical payroll day looks like? I mean, payroll processing might not be a day at the beach, but the thing is, it doesn't have to be a chore. According to the IRS, 33% of employers make costly payroll errors each year that result in billions of dollars in penalties. So why does this happen? We all know that payroll isn't just about adding up the hours an employee works over a period of time, multiplying those hours by a rate, and then cutting the employee a check. There's a seemingly endless list of variables to factor in, like local, state, and federal labor law compliance, such as the ACA, PTO accruals, job costing, expense tracking for items like tips or uniform deductions, and the list goes on and on. Now you multiply that by different pay policies for different groups of employees and take into account union versus non-union workers, and the payroll process becomes even more complicated. So as you know, one of the biggest factors in the payroll process is simply the collection of an employee's time information. So let's take a quick poll with those of us participating in the live webinar. How are you currently handling the collection of your employees' time information? And you can answer your questions directly into the poll field here on your webinar screen. So is your time collection process mostly manual or spreadsheet based? Are you using a best-of-breed automated solution like stratustime? Is your time collected as part of an integrated workforce management suite? Or are you perhaps utilizing time tracking functionality within an ERP solution? So looking here at the results, we've got over 50% of those of us on the webinar today who are mostly manual or spreadsheet based when it comes to collecting time data. Another larger portion using a best-of-breed automated solution, and then some smaller number of people using an integrated workforce management suite or utilizing some kind of functionality within an ERP solution.
Okay, so let's see how this compares to the national average. Very similar, actually. So about 32% of U.S. organizations are using a mostly manual or spreadsheet-based solution. About 28% are enjoying a best-of-breed automated time and attendance solution like stratustime. 24% are handling time and attendance as part of a larger integrated workforce management suite. And 16% are utilizing time and attendance functionality within their ERP solution. Now, since we are a best-of-breed automated time and attendance solution, we spend a lot of time understanding the true benefits of automating time and attendance. We see benefits every day, such as more reliable and accurate data, increased employee productivity, improved regulatory compliance, and decreased burden on one person or one department.
Over the course of the last month, we've been connecting with payroll professionals and have really tried to understand both the rewarding parts of their job and the most challenging parts of their job. And in both cases, so far, the commentary is pretty consistent. So when it comes to rewards, payroll specialists feel rewarded simply by knowing they are making sure their company's employees are all getting paid appropriately and are able to take care of themselves, their families, and contribute to society. They enjoy working with other people, and they love being able to answer complex questions employees have about payroll. Now, as rewarding as it can be to serve a company by ensuring all employees are paid appropriately, the challenges can be extremely stressful and frustrating. So here are some of the things we've heard from payroll professionals. Quote, my biggest challenge is the lack of backup combined with very tight timelines as I manage a department of one, me. Or, when you're getting timesheets and information from every department in your organization, as well as everything else that goes along with payroll, there will be mistakes, and we tend to get ridiculed for the errors that are made. And even, it's challenging keeping up with the changes. I've noticed the ever-increasing reporting, tracking, and compliance issues. Never did I dream that payroll would be so complex.
All right, so let's talk a minute about compliance. If you're like every other company in the United States with at least 50 full-time employees, then you're already preparing to provide healthcare coverage to those employees who are working 30 or more hours per week as per the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as the ACA. But when it comes to actually administering the benefits associated with the ACA, if your company is still using spreadsheets, Excel-type reports, and manual calculations as part of your time and attendance process, then you'll certainly be faced with highly complicated procedures and, unfortunately, an enormous potential for error. This is yet another reason why so many companies are turning to automated time and attendance solutions. The ACA has become such an important part of our business lives, and we've actually created an ACA module that is deeply integrated into our time and attendance software. We took the rules directly from the ACA legislation, and we built intelligent software with the goal of helping you stay compliant.
And if you'd like more information about our ACA module, we'll be sending you our e-booklet on the ACA, and you'll also have the opportunity to schedule a tour of our ACA module with one of our staff. In regards to improving business operations with automated time and attendance, it's very important that your time solution can seamlessly integrate with your payroll solution. While there are benefits of simply automating time and attendance, that seamless integration into payroll is really key. Currently, only 66% of organizations integrate time and attendance with payroll. What this 66% understands is that a time and attendance and payroll integration helps keep overhead costs down, decreases the amount of manual workforce management transactions, and leads to fewer errors in tracking time worked and handling payroll processing. How connected is payroll to time and attendance? Time and attendance errors represent 36% of total payroll errors. This can be the result of fraudulent time clock usage that comes with what we call buddy punching, manual miscalculations that are simply caused by human error, or other general inconsistencies among managers. Studies show that by automating time and attendance, companies have decreased their time tracking error rates by 32%, and organizations that integrate their automated time and attendance with payroll see a 63% decrease in their payroll processing error rate. We find that organizations that integrate time and attendance with payroll end up spending far less money and use fewer resources to execute their critical human capital management processes. So let's look at fraudulent time clock usage, for example. The American Payroll Association estimates that fraudulent time clock usage costs businesses 5% of their gross payroll annually. Well, let's put this into terms we can actually feel in our wallets. Let's say you run a $10 million company and a third of that revenue goes to your payroll. That's $3.3 million. According to the APA, fraudulent time clock usage would cost your business $165,000 each year. What else could you do with that $165,000 every year? Organizations that are using automated time and attendance and are integrating it with their payroll process can take those funds and use them to reinvest in their business, to focus on strategic priorities, and to improve their overall business performance.
Jen, I'll tell you one thing. If it was my business, I would have a $165,000 pizza party. All right, let's take a look at a case study from one of our clients who is currently benefiting from automated time and attendance with our stratustime integrated payroll. This current client has about 200 employees, some of which are salaried, but mostly hourly. Prior to them automating their time and attendance and allowing us to help them integrate with their payroll provider, this company was simply tracking employee hours in an Excel spreadsheet. The employees had time cards they filled out either by hand or via Excel, and then each manager would manually check each employee's calculations and coding to ensure that the employees were coding their hours to the correct projects. Also, any overtime hours already served would have to be manually calculated at that time. This company handles payroll on a bi-weekly basis, and the payroll process takes about 5 whole days, with 1 full day of painstakingly inputting hours into their payroll system manually. All this work required 1 full-time staff member who frequently worked well over 40 hours a week just to process the company's payroll, correct errors, and make necessary adjustments. Now that this client is currently using automated time and attendance integrated with their payroll, this company's payroll process takes half the amount of time it used to take. Instead of one full-time employee spending an entire day manually inputting hours into their payroll system, all the data is now exported from stratustime into their payroll system in under 5 minutes. This boost in productivity has allowed that one employee the opportunity to take on other administrative duties, which has improved her workplace happiness, kept her more engaged, and ultimately has reduced expenses for the company.
I'd like to take a minute now to explain what the process is like when you implement an automated time and attendance solution. So at Nettime Solutions, you're assigned an implementation specialist who serves as your key contact from the moment you become a customer until you and your team are comfortable and confident in your new system. The most important thing you'll do with your implementation specialist is identify all of the customizable configuration points that your company requires. You'll identify things such as payroll policies, pay types and pay adjustments, shift differentials, exceptions and alerts, all company holidays, various labor levels within your organization, and any security features you'd like to enable, as well as other scheduling, hardware, and preference policies. It may sound daunting, but our implementation specialists do this every day, and their job is to make sure that all of your needs are met and that the system is able to support you and not the other way around. So for payroll specifically, we help you identify things like, what day of the week does your work week start on to calculate overtime? What is the pay period frequency of your pay group? And if this is a 980 pay period, at what time does the day split to start the new pay period? And do you need to split shifts at midnight? And if so, on what days of the week do you want the split to occur? And simultaneous to your configuration, the development team at Nettime Solutions will put in place your required integrations. Many of our clients have us pull employee data from an HR system, and then stratustime transfers payroll data into a payroll system. We're pretty proud to share we've already built integrations with over 90 different payroll and HR companies. So whether you're looking for file-based import and export functions, or you'd like a web service API that automatically exports your data with no manual labor required, our time and attendance software is already equipped to handle integration with nearly any payroll or other HR software platform. Or if you have an in-house system you need us to build an integration into, this can easily be done by our development team. And these integrations can take as little as a day or as long as a week, depending on the complexity of your system. Because we're a best-of-breed time and attendance system, it's important to us that our software communicates seamlessly with other HR systems. After your implementation specialist and our development team prepares the system to meet your needs, the key staff you identify will then receive system administrator training and/or system manager training, and then take you through your actual live payroll process as many times as you need to ensure you are comfortable and confident in your new system.
All right, so here's our goal for you. We want payroll processing to feel like a day at the beach, and by automating time and attendance for your company, you'll alleviate stress by reducing payroll errors, time tracking errors, and processing errors. You'll also save money for your company by eliminating fraudulent time clock usage and payroll overpayments. With all the money you'll save your company, who knows, perhaps a company-sponsored picnic is in store, or maybe even there will be one day at the beach.
That sounds pretty nice to me. So thank you so much for joining Nettime Solutions for better payroll days ahead with automated time and attendance. We're going to email all registrants a recording of this webinar, and it will also be posted on our website and YouTube channel. If you'd like to learn more about stratustime and see if it's the right automated time and attendance system for your organization, you can give us a call at 1-800-561-6366 or visit us online at nettimesolutions.com to request a customized demonstration. Thanks and have a wonderful rest of your day.